the Highlands and Islands of Scotland is Britain's biggest beat.
I'm injured. There's a car on fire.
I've got 3 wounded persons.
It is really easy to underestimate the Highlands.
Patrolling 12,000 square miles of mountains, lochs and islands.
We're going to need a launch to be able to go out and get this boy lifted.
And searching for suspects deep in the wilderness.
Police with a dog, anyone hiding, show yourself!
The Highland Cops must go above and beyond to protect their communities.
We realised it was human remains, so we came back down and phoned the police.
I think in the Highlands, the blue line is very thin.
Tackling traditional rural crimes.
It's absolutely littered with shotgun pellets. It's clear evidence that these birds are being persecuted.
And crimes that plague the nation.
Oh, good effort.
Bags of a white crystalline powder.
If you're getting one person off the street, then it's like you've done your job.
This series goes inside the UK's most distinctive police force.
We are close, we live in close-knit communities.
All right, let's go.
We look out for each other.
To find out what it takes to walk the beat.
There's monkeys, there's parrots. It's all completely out of our comfort zone.
And keep the peace.
You just threatened to kill it. Said you were going to strangle it.
In some of the most beautiful and wild places in the UK.
Hi, good afternoon. You're free to Scotland. How can I help you?
It's really important to maintain the traditional forms of policing, and there will never be a replacement for a police officer on the street.
You all right? If you go down here.
We need the trust and confidence of our communities, which in turn leads to community intelligence.
Take care, OK?
Right, thank you very much.
If we have the trust of communities, they're far more likely to bring those issues to us.
In Inverness, the police have received a tip-off from a member of the public. It's serious and needs an immediate response.
Intelligence for this job was quite specific in terms of naming the person and the address involved, and effectively it was along the lines that they had a number of potentially very dangerous chemicals stored within the address.
Detective Inspector Richie McRae is sending a team of 12 officers from the Operational Support Unit to raid the address.
The chemicals, a lot of them can be used for legitimate reasons, but there are also a number of reasons that you might want to use them illegally, and a combination of some of them can make them very illegal and very dangerous.
The UK terrorism threat level is rated substantial, so any intelligence relating to chemicals must be taken seriously.
It's not a particularly common call. It was quite unusual when it came in at the time. On the face of it, it can seem that it might be instantly very dangerous.
The address is an upstairs flat in a residential area of the city. Back at base, Richie and his colleague Ruben will monitor events by radio.
Yeah, go ahead.
Their first call is how to approach the flat.
We've got the search warrants which give us the power to force entry if necessary, but we've also got the option to just go to the guy's door, knock on the door and speak to him, because at the end of the day he may not have committed any crime whatsoever. We want to explore all options rather than just going in hard and fast and dramatically. You know, we can actually just approach him and have a conversation with him and let him explain what has been going on.
The decision is taken to make a softly approach. Plainclothes officers will simply knock on the door.
Hello, Detective Sergeant Brown. May I come in, sir? I've got one. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, send the effective motion.
Roger.
So that's them in.
Entry affected, no issues.
Okay, so got them secured and presumably, and we'll see what the next update is.
The flat is full of chemicals and lab equipment. But the occupant is happily cooperating with the police.
From what you're saying, amateur chemistry is...
At school we had a chemistry club. After school, I was the one that started it. By the time I was 14, 15, my father separated the garage in half for me. Like the whole half was a complete lab.
He is adamant that this is all part of an innocent chemistry hobby.
I belong to a couple of forums and on YouTube. I mean, I get that envy. I think, wow, I want that. It's all really you buy top grade lab stuff and you're thousands. And there's probably glassware alone in there. It's probably about £2 worth, to be honest with you. It's what I work for.
But Richie and his team can't yet be sure what the true purpose of this lab is, or whether the flat is safe.
Potentially he is still using the chemicals for criminal reasons, and we've still established that. If he's not got experience in handling these things, it's still dangerous because he could accidentally cause injury to himself or his neighbours.
This is now a complex and potentially dangerous scene. Further detailed investigation of exactly what is going on here is required.
You can't necessarily trust that the items in the bottles are as labelled, and that's where the specialist resource comes in. It's going to take a little bit more time to analyse the potential of these chemicals.
When I was young, every lad had that, as she said, but now you have it and you're automatically Breaking Bad or something. You know what I mean? Not that I've ever watched Breaking Bad.
This laboratory may well be entirely innocent, but the police need to examine the scene to see whether these chemicals pose a danger to the public and whether the owner is breaking the law. Beyond Inverness's city limits, the land quickly empties of towns and villages, replaced with dense forest and vast moors. And more wildlife than anywhere else in Britain. It's an enormous patch to cover for the division's sole wildlife crime officer, PC Dan Sutherland.
My main motivation for investigating wildlife crime is the protection of animals. They're protected for a good reason. They're suffering and they're declining, so we have to do as best we can to protect them.
As well as wildlife, the Highlands is also home to Scotland's highest number of private shooting estates, where deer and game birds are hunted for sport. Today, Dan is investigating an incident on one such estate in the Cairngorms.
We're off to a forest in the northern Cairngorms. It's on a shooting estate. We have a goshawk nest within the forest that looks like it's been tampered with. It's illegal to destroy their nest. Goshawk are primarily a woodland hunting bird. They have a protection because their numbers are so low. Their numbers should be much higher, but they're limited due to persecution.
Goshawks are known to kill other birds, including game birds.
Most of the persecution cases happen on shooting estates or very close by. The main driver for that is the threat that the bird of prey causes to game birds. That's a grouse, a pheasant or a partridge. That's the motive, that's the driver of why birds of prey are persecuted in these areas.
Dan has arranged to meet up with local officer PC David Birtles. He's here to help Dan locate the damaged nest and hopefully recover it as evidence.
They'll probably laugh at me, but, all right. Just shove a whole load of sticks in there, It doesn't have to look pretty, does it?
Dan has also called on tree climbing specialists, Fraser and Kat.
Fraser. Yes.
And they just have to hope that Dan's improvised nest transporter is up to the job.
That's all right, actually. Yeah.
So we're headed up into the forest. We should be able to see it once we get around this corner, and hopefully we won't be too far after that.
After a half-hour hike, they find the nest, and also something else.
Small shotgun. There's two down there as well. Yeah.
Several shotgun cartridges are littered around. A gun has clearly been fired near the base of the tree.
Free all around the tree, it's always a bit.
But then you think if you were coming to commit wildlife crime, you would clean up after yourself.
I think a lot of the time, just think they can get away with it, and have got away with it for so long. Why do they need to clean up?
Fraser will have to climb about 25 feet to inspect the nest for signs of shooting.
So I've got a couple of score marks on the bark of this branch here. And also there's some marks in here and here. I'll photograph it, I'll cut some sections out.
That's brilliant. They could be full of shot, or we certainly may be able to sort of show forensically that someone has shot at that nest, which would be illegal.
I'll bet you'll find something in there.
This one's got the straight linear marks. Without a shadow of a doubt, that's been a shotgun, eh? Nothing natural's caused that up there.
No.
That's great evidence.
As Fraser reaches the nest, he finds more evidence it has been attacked.
Guys, there's a shotgun wad up here at the bottom of the nest.
In Inverness, detectives are still searching the flat where they found a DIY chemistry lab. They don't yet know what it's being used for, and they're concerned the chemicals could be dangerous.
We've executed an explosives warrant because there was information received that somebody may have been making explosives or certainly had precursors that they could be used. So we've executed the warrant. The occupiers next door speaking to my colleagues. As you can see from the lab setup, it's quite a sophisticated setup. You've got numerous chemicals, which once again could be used for explosives, it could be used for drug making, it could be used for innocent purposes.
The lab owner is cooperating and insists the chemicals and equipment are for his organic chemistry hobby.
So see what you're doing. Is that just purely for your own entertainment? There's no financial benefit to anybody.
I'm not, no.
So for you, it's just the charge.
I said I've proven that I can actually make it like they did 100 years ago. You know, I can make this. The same to the girls at work. I said I went and got a load of willow, stripped the bark off of it, and then you can convert that into acetylsalicylic acid, which is aspirin, and then you can convert that into paracetamol, of which my yield was 0.6 of a gram.
The man is not under arrest, as it is still not clear if he has broken the law.
Hi, Brian. Too bad. Say that again. Organic. Okay, and Scott's not seen anything that's given him cause for concern. All right, thanks, Brian. All right, cheers, bye. So, what he's saying is that the guy practices organic chemistry. He's been doing that since he's been 14 years old.
Okay.
So he takes plant leaf matter and extracts substances from them, and he distills it down, and he's made like 0.6 of a gram of paracetamol.
Seems like a lot of effort to make some paracetamol.
You can buy it for 25p.
Makes a change somebody producing drugs as opposed to controlled drugs. But we'll still get a look around everything else and make sure that there isn't anything. It became clear that we're going to have to seize a lot of these items, and then that's where it sort of moves into slower time. So a lot of them are going to have to be tested. It will be for the licensed search officers now to just go in slow time and get a proper assessment made.
The search has not found anything that would suggest terrorist intent. But then officers notice something odd. A door, without a handle, that seems to be wedged shut.
Oh, yeah, you need to. I'll tell you what, electrically, you need to give that a bang, so you need water. Just be lazy to put a hand on it.
There you go.
Inside, there are multiple electrical components, including circuit boards and batteries.
It was just a slight change in atmosphere amongst everybody, including back at the office.
I'm just going to ask you once again, what is all that equipment for?
I was just saying to your colleagues, I've had an old TV set and I'm taking bits and pieces of electrical components apart and reclaiming. There's certain things got gold contacts and things on it, and you can actually reclaim metals and things from it. It is a real thing. People do it. I've been watching it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll send you images of it just now, but really not happy.
Back at base, Ruben and Richie are joined by Jamie Durkin. He has specialist training in firearms and explosives.
You're talking about crude, homemade chemicals that are low explosives. But yeah, there's certainly more there.
Yeah.
From a search perspective, we talk about main charge initiators, switches, packaging the power source for an IED. Those are the things that you need to have a successful IED. Looking through that, it's difficult to say that if he has all of those, he could have a main charge, a low explosive that we don't know about, and amongst all of that, stuff he has there, I mean, he must have some form of power source before he has a multimeter, which he's going to be testing if he can get charge going through it. It's difficult to know.
Although they still can't be sure this equipment is being used for criminal purposes, the police need to question the suspect further.
Okay, we'll go down and get him booked in.
Okay. Give me your hands again the same way. Okay. I'm arresting you under Section 1 of the Criminal Justice Scotland Act 2016 for offences contrary to the Explosives Act 1883. Okay? Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yeah.
You're not obliged to say anything, but anything you do say will be noted and may be used in evidence. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Well, during the search, we found a cupboard, which was obviously not easily accessible, and inside there was equipment that gave us significant concerns, and then enhanced us to a reasonable suspicion that he is actually involved in making explosive devices. So at the moment, he's arrested until we carry out further inquiries.
On a shooting estate in the Cairngorms, Dan and his team have found signs the goshawk nest has been directly shot at.
Again, it's clear evidence that these birds are being persecuted.
The shotgun wadding, part of the shell which is fired from the gun, will be taken for forensic analysis. But Dan and his team aren't stopping there. They're seizing the nest itself, as long as the bag Dan brought from home is up to the job.
Well, that's my wife's. I don't think she was too pleased this morning when I walked out the door with it. Hopefully you can get all that nest into that bag and we'll get it down and have a look at it. So we've got an active nest, clear shot damage in the branches, warden in the blooming nest there. Unbelievable.
Dan now needs to prove the nest contains traces of gunshot, and he has a plan up his sleeve.
Hi Kerry, how are you? It's Dan Sutherland.
He calls a contact at the Highland Wildlife Park.
We've just recovered a goshawk nest and several branches that have got a lot of shotgun damage, and I want to see if it's possible to put either a small amount of it or all of it through an X-ray machine to see if we can see any evidence of a shot.
We can X-ray that for you.
Could you do it now?
Yes, we can do it now.
Ideal. If it turns out there's a shower of shotgun pellets within the nest, what it shows to us is clear evidence that a crime has occurred.
The Highland Wildlife Park is run by the Royal Zoological Society of Scotland, and on hand to X-ray the nest is one of the vets, Dr. Alice Bacon.
Hey,
Hi Alice, how are you getting on? All right, nice to see you.
This is an unusual request.
It is. This is the goshawk nest and the tree branches that we were talking about.
Okay.
So it's just to get in for X-ray and
We'll give it a go.
First to be X-rayed are the branches cut just below the nest. They appear to have shotgun damage. If the X-ray reveals lead shot embedded inside the wood, that will prove the tree has been targeted.
Okay, if I can ask you guys to just all stand outside, please, and shut that outer door.
Right.
Now we wait.
Wait.
Hey, so I think this is what you were looking for, Dan.
Oh, wow. Oh, bloody hell.
So yeah, that's your two branches, and it's just peppered with really, really radio-dense material, which is almost certainly metal and almost certainly lead shot.
That's amazing.
There's a lot more than I thought.
Thank you very much. Exactly what we suspected. It's absolutely littered with shotgun pellet.
Next, it's the turn of the nest itself.
Where's your entry, do you think?
Entry is here.
Okay, so let's put it on the plate with that side down.
Right. Yeah.
And I'll try it up here, and then we might just try it on the floor as well, because I have no idea what that's going to do.
Clear out.
And once again, shotgun pellets show up on the X-ray, suggesting someone has fired directly at the nest.
It's not great, but I mean, it's still got shot in it.
Oh, yeah.
I thought we'd get that. Daylight. Brilliant. Happy days. Thank you very much.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, that's
Very
really
happy
good.
to be able to help.
Just damning. Absolutely damning evidence. Really disappointing that's continuing, that these birds of prey are still being targeted. We'll get back, get this all logged, and from there, we'll have to start making some inquiry in relation to the land ownership and the estate, and asking questions. That's all we can do at the moment.
In Inverness, the suspect in the chemical investigation is being taken into custody.
A few things I need to read over to you, okay? If there's anything you don't understand, just ask and I'll explain it, okay? Okay. You're being kept in custody is under the Explosive Substances Act 1983. You're entitled to have a lawyer informed that you're being held by police at this police station to be questioned in relation to an offence. Do you understand? Yes. Definitely.
Definitely.
Across town, the street where the police found the chemical lab is being evacuated.
I think you're probably aware there's an incident going on upstairs.
I don't know what. Right.
Yeah, so essentially we need to ask you to leave the property for public safety.
The area needs to be sealed off and the neighbours moved out. The job of searching the flat has been taken on by the fire service, which specialises in dealing with toxic materials.
We've had a look round and identified what chemicals there are there. We've also identified a number of unidentified chemicals. We will be particularly focusing on the unidentified chemicals which are on the property. Our goal really here is to contain and control those chemicals so that they can be further analysed in proper laboratory facilities so they can be used as part of the investigation.
With the search by the fire service complete, the scene is handed over to the Army's bomb squad, who have travelled from their base in Edinburgh, 130 miles away.
So the plan going forward tonight is the bomb disposal boy will go in and complete his initial investigations, remove any items which are of interest to him. Other teams will go in and do their work throughout the night.
Evacuating people and putting large cordons in place is a kind of a last resort. We don't want to see people's daily lives disrupted or work routines disrupted, but clearly where there's chemicals involved and the potential for them mixing and causing people harm, then ultimately it becomes quite an easy decision.
The suspect maintains this is all just an innocent hobby. He will be charged with possession of explosives and terrorism offences. It will now be up to a jury to decide his fate. With evidence that a goshawk nest was illegally shot, wildlife cop Dan and PC Gavin Ross are on their way to speak to some locals who are registered to own shotguns.
So given the fact that we have a goshawk nest that clearly has been shot out with a shotgun, it's right for us to undertake some house-to-house inquiry, starting with the individuals that have access to with firearms onto that land. They have a right to be on that land with a gun, so it's right that we speak to them and rule them out, and at the same time see if they can assist us with any further inquiry.
First on Dan's list is a local gamekeeper who lives on the estate.
Oh, hiya. Whereabouts is he? Is he available at the moment, or is he out and about the hill?
They're away at Gross today.
They're all away, are they? Is there a shoot with the pitman today, is there?
Yeah.
There is, aye. But let him know I've been in touch. Dan Sutherland at Dingle Police Station. He's got his boss will have me contact details. All right, nice one. Thanks very much. Much appreciated.
It'll be their one shoot day of the whole bloody year.
As Dan and Gavin head to the address of the next shotgun owner on the list, Dan receives a call.
That was quick.
You put him on speaker?
Aye.
Hi, how are you getting on?
It's a lawyer, hired by the owner of the estate.
The licensed firearms holders for the ground that we're looking at, I need to rule them out. You know how house-to-house witness statements work.
The lawyer says that he has instructed the landowner and estate workers not to speak to the police without a lawyer present.
Having a solicitor phone you up and tell you that his clients or the people I want to speak to won't speak to you, there'll be no comment unless they're present. It's very frustrating. Unfortunately, it's almost the nature of the beast when it comes to investigating wildlife crime or particularly raptor persecution. If it's not with you, that's fine. They're willing to speak, great. If not, and if it's with you and the firm that they want to have your presence, then we'll organise that. We've done it before, so.
The lawyer's call means Dan has to pause his house-to-house inquiries.
He has his job to do, and I have mine. I think that was a record, actually. That must have been less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
From knocking on the first keeper's door to getting a call from the estate's solicitor. He obviously wants to protect his clients, and we obviously want to try and get as much information out of people as possible. So it's a fine balance of how we manage that.
But Dan is used to dealing with landowners' lawyers, so despite the setback, his goshawk investigation will continue.
Certainly, I hope that when we're investigating these crimes at estates, that they see the work that we're doing. It makes them think twice. We have to let them know that we'll try everything we can to try and find a suspect and bring them to justice.
"60 miles southwest of the Cairngorms lies Glencoe, one of Scotland's most famous tourist destinations.
I think people mainly come here for that. The view in front of you, all the hills, the scenery. It's just stunning on a day like today. There's no better place to be, I don't think.
On shift today is PC Stephen Cooper, a second-generation cop, born and bred in this corner of the Highlands.
It's rural. You're far away from a lot of services, so it's challenging. But equally, you're rewarded with the beauty of the scenery, the ability to go for a walk and not see anyone, the ability to just switch off from life and just be free. It's great.
Glencoe attracts over 150,000 walkers each year. But while the glen may be beautiful, its narrow ridges and steep drops can be perilous.
Mountain rescue is a big part of our job. The most common mistake people make with the mountains in this area are just to underestimate them. A lot of people think they've done hill walking in other areas and it's been fine. But here, there's a different type of hill. As soon as you've left the car park, you're going straight up. The terrain's quite unforgiving and it's quite easy to make the wrong descent.
An urgent call has just come in.
Well, we've got 2 high-risk missing persons at the moment. It's a father and son. The son is 12 years old and they've been missing since potentially yesterday and haven't returned since, and they've been reported as missing today.
Father and son haven't been heard from in over 24 hours.
So at the moment, we have a helicopter deployed to try and do some searching from the sky. We've also got a Glencoe Mountain Rescue team and I think another mountain rescue team deployed as well at the moment to try and get boots on the ground searching as well.
Stephen urgently needs to get to the base of the mountain they were climbing so he can coordinate the different parties involved in the search.
For this rescue, we relied heavily on our volunteer mountain rescue teams from Glencoe mainly. They ran the rescue, it's their area, and we called in assistance from Lochaber. We request the assistance of the mountain rescue teams to go out there and do the searching for us, and we work together on that. There's much our colleagues as our other police officers. They help us out a massive amount. They go above and beyond, in my opinion, to do the job that they do for no wages. It's all voluntary.
As the 40-strong rescue team sets out, they receive more information on the missing pair. The 12-year-old boy and his dad left the previous morning to tackle Stob Cora nan Lochan, one of the famous Three Sisters peaks.
This is the 3rd team from the Mountain Rescue heading up. These guys have got a drone, so having a helicopter can cover a large area. If the team see anything in a difficult to get to area, the helicopter can get there and have a better look at it first. Also with the drone as well, they can search vast areas. It's just invaluable.
The father and son may have already spent one night without shelter. By dispatching so many resources on and above the mountain, Stephen and the team hope they can find them fast before another night falls. The dramatic Highland landscape doesn't just pose risks for hillwalkers. Its 6,700-kilometre network of roads can be extremely challenging for drivers, especially in wild Highland weather.
You go from dual carriageway sections to single carriageways to more rural sections. We cover every road in between. These roads they can be particularly dangerous, especially the amount of tourists we have up here. It introduces a lot of people that aren't familiar with the roads. Every one of these roads is a different way of travelling on it and how to do it safely. Speeding is always going to be a factor. Speeding, dangerous driving, careless driving. Drink driving and drug driving, that's one of the major ones we look at.
It's about to get really bumpy. And this is as good as the road gets.
In their unmarked car, Ali Mackay and Doug Scott from the roads policing team can often cover hundreds of miles in a single shift. It does mean they've gotten to know the best lunch stops.
What are you having? We have the recommended chicken haggis and peppercorn. A wee apple pie, it would be rude not to.
Can I have the savoury lamb mince pie, please?
Mince pie, absolutely.
And a cappuccino, please.
Would you like it hot?
Yeah, hot, please.
Oh, just cracking pies. Can't beat it.
Oh, perfect, thank you.
Thanks, cheers, see you later.
Have you both gone for the haggis one?
It's a full meal.
But lunch on the road is often cut short.
Yeah. Drink driver, We've got intelligence that there's someone who started work today that's a possible drink driver, and they've headed north this way, so we're away to see if we can get the vehicle stopped.
One thing that might help the cops spot the vehicle is the fact that the driver works for the fire service.
Is that actually a full livery of a fire van?
Yeah, no, it's just a white van with fire written on the side of it.
A local resident phoned the police, concerned about how much the driver had to drink in the pub the previous evening before starting his shift this morning as watch commander.
It's obviously very narrow, winding roads, so you need to have all your wits about you at the best of times, so any effect on your driving ability is going to significantly increase your risk of having an accident, so it could be disastrous.
After a few hours searching roads this driver might have taken, there's no sign of him.
Roger. We'll keep an eye. All we can do is keep an eye out for the vehicle on the road back to Dingwall just now.
No worries. I appreciate you giving that.
Yes, Roger. No worries, man. We'll have a look. What's this? There it is.
Just as they're heading back to base, they spot the van driving past them.
Yeah, here, huh? Hi there, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I was wondering, I thought you were just signalling to me or something.
Oh, right, okay. No worries. Here, I'll tell you the reason we're stopping you is we've had some information that the driver of this vehicle might be impaired today.
Oh, right, okay.
Yes, so we're just carrying up a stop, see what the crack is, and speak to yourself.
Yeah.
Here, I'll be honest with you already. I'm smelling alcohol off you.
I mean, it was out last night.
You were last night. I can just from the breathing, I can smell alcohol. Have you had anything today, or is it just last night?
No, nothing today at all. No.
Okay. Okay, so what I am going to do is I'm going to inquire into Section 6 of the Road Traffic Act, provide specimen of breath for a breath test, and specimen of saliva for a drug wipe, okay?
I watched the football last night, but it's all out of the system.
No worries, money.
Just when you're ready. Keep going, 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 keep going. That's you. Good job. Perfect. Okay, come back with a reading of 22.
Basically, the legal limit is 22, but we'll finish the other procedure first, then we'll explain what's happening, okay?
The police also take a swab to test for recreational drugs, a standard procedure in a stop like this.
Okay, when you're ready, just stick your tongue right out. Perfect.
The drug tests prove negative, but the alcohol result is right on the legal limit. So further proof of intoxication will be required.
Right, I'll explain what's going to happen, okay? I'm just going to arrest you just now using the words I arrest you, okay? I'll caution you that you're not obliged to say anything you do say can't be written down, can't be used in evidence, okay? Right, what's going to happen is we're going to go to Talipop police station and get you to blow on the evidential machine, okay? The device we've got at the roadside, it's not evidential. It's not 100% accurate. The one at the station is.
Until then, the watch commander won't be driving the fire service vehicle any further. In Glencoe, search teams are spreading out across the Three Sisters mountain range. While at the base, Stephen has new information about the missing dad's mobile phone.
So, the last time that the phone was on the network, it was in this red area somewhere.
Can I, Jeff?
Yes, feel free to zoom. So that's the mast when they connected at 1222 for there. So that would kind of track with them coming up there and being up there, wouldn't it? So the beauty we've got with the hills in Glencoe is that the summits are quite exposed. There's quite a lot of different phone masts that cover the summits, and we can track progress via which mast they're connecting to and at which time, and that helps us sort of narrow down the route that they've taken. 1222, it's on the Callert mast and it's on the Kilhenna mast. And the only overlap of those two is over this end of the Three Sisters. So that would seem to tie into that being where they are.
The rescue teams in the air and on the ground refocus their search on the area the phone mast data has identified.
Because one of them is so young, you have that drive to then to do as much as you possibly can to try and find them.
After an hour and a half of searching, radio communication between two of the mountain teams reveals something has been spotted in the rocks.
Yeah, understood that you've got an object of interest on the scree near your drop-off point, over.
Yeah, that's correct. We think it's Broad Gully. We're going to make our way across. We're probably 500 metres away on rough ground, so probably going to take us 20 minutes.
Understood. Approximate guess for object of interest. Glencoe base, did you copy all that, over?
Ken, base, yeah, that's all copied, thank you.
Look, our mountain rescue team have spotted an object of interest on a scree slope on Stobcoin and Lochen. They're just trying to make their way to there just now, just to see if it's anything of relevance to our search. But it's going to like 10 or 20 minutes to get to the area where it is, so it could be a person, it could be a rucksack, it could be a rock, it could be an item of clothing. It's just something that doesn't match the hillside effectively.
so far away that they can't tell what it is. We just don't know at this point.
The road cops have brought the driver of the fire van to Ullapool Police Station for further breath testing.
Keep going, 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 keep going. Ideal, perfect. So right, there's two samples that it's recorded here, 21 and 22. The legal limit being 22, okay. We take the lowest sample, which is 21, so you are below the legal limit, okay.
This time the driver has tested just below the legal limit, so there's no grounds for arrest. But the driver's shift started at 9 a.m, so questions remain.
There's a couple of things we just need to go over before we let you go, okay, basically. When would have been your last drink?
I guess it was just after midnight.
What will end up happening is I send this away and they do a back count and look at when I can evidence you driving from earlier on.
A back count is where we send out all our results, the breath test and our evidence of when they were driving and what they were likely to have been eating that day. We send all that off to our forensic science team. We'll get you away now. Cool.
If there is evidence of him driving earlier in the day, then the forensic team may be able to estimate what his alcohol levels would have been at that specific time. One way Ali could find this evidence is from CCTV.
So this is the 835. This is the only road from the south into Ullapool. So if the vehicle was going south, he would have had to pass here. So I'm just playing my way through here just to see if we can find him. That looks like the fire van coming in just now. Pretty clear for all to see that this is the fire vehicle passing here. And there he is. It's very clear, as you can see. That looks like the driver to me there. So 9:05:16 was when he's passed there, travelling south.
Ali now has evidence the man was driving around 9 a.m, 5.5 hours before the evidential breathalyzer test. He now hopes that the forensic team can estimate how much alcohol was in the driver's system when he was caught driving on CCTV.
This is a morning after incident and you've still got to be wary the next day as well. You still could be over the limit depending on how much you've had to drink there. So it's being aware of how much you've had to drink and don't take the risk.
Yeah, understood that you've got an object of interest.
In Glencoe, PC Stephen Cooper is coordinating a complex search for a missing father and son who were on a hill-walking trip. Over 40 Coast Guard and mountain rescue personnel are now on the mountain, and one team is going to investigate something they spotted on the ski slope.
It's an area that is covered by the last phone reception data that we've got, so it's every chance it could be something of relevance.
Glencoe base, Nevis Jim, go ahead. Hello, Andy's phone.
We are currently with an adult male at our last given location.
Yeah, I'm afraid he's on the rescue just now.
Assessing, over.
Okay, Glencoe base, go ahead.
Lock Harbour, Ian is with a male casualty and is assessing at the moment. No other information, over.
Yeah.
Roger, can stand by. We're just getting a bit closer to over. Casualty located.
PLE at 19:25 hours. Stand by for accurate grid reference.
Ken, base, yes, that's copied. Can they confirm number of casualties and approximate age and description of casualty, please?
Yeah, Ken, I copied last from base. Casualty is adult male.
The body is identified as the missing father.
You spoke to UK Rescue.
From 3-2 Whiskey, just confirming Mountain Rescue have located male casualties
See if I get another aircraft.
on the hills in the search area at the moment. We're just trying to get more details.
No, I'm pretty confident there's a 12-year-old boy out there on his own.
There's a young boy missing at that point and could still be alive, so you've got to retarget everyone. We've now got an area where the father is, so the son potentially not far away. We've got to retarget everyone to that area, bring as much resource in as we possibly can to try and find him now.
That's understood, appreciate that, thank you very much. Yeah, that's understood.
Given the hours of daylight left, and obviously it's a 12-year-old child that's wandering around potentially on their own, can we consider police helicopter for searching? Yes, weather conditions are fine without high winds, so dry, low wind, cloud is above the summits at the moment, so fine for searching. Excellent, thanks again.
That was what we were working on, the assumption of that he was still alive and still in need of some kind of assistance. So, yeah, you've got that fear in the back of your head all the time. You'd be lying if you said you didn't.
Ken, base, good.
But then there's radio contact from another of the search teams on the mountain.
Yeah, keep myself and Elliot have spotted something just a wee bit down for us over there.
Go ahead, free speak. Yeah, just as an update, there's possible sightings of something else on the hill at the moment, but we'll get back to you.
It's the right location. Jamie, can you say again, please?
Yeah, it's a Cat 5, keep for it.
Jamie, do you have a description, please?
In Moray, wearing a blue top.
Okay.
I think when we got the news, it's so tragic. It's probably one of the worst mountain rescue incidents I've dealt with for that level of tragedy.
All units from November Romeo 3-2 Whiskey. We have now got a second casualty located, deceased young boy, over.
But that's what we're here for. That's our job. And yeah, we've done, all we can reassure ourselves is that we've done the absolute best we can to get an outcome for them. Whether, unfortunately, it's the worst outcome possible, but we've got an outcome for them at least. The job's not over at that point. You've got the logistical challenges, getting them back down off the hill, getting notifications to family.
I'm just going to move from here to a more appropriate location to try and get team members there a bit quicker and coordinate things a bit better. It's so intense, that first
part of the search. And getting as much information as we can, it's just, you don't stop, your brain's always working. And the energy levels just get sapped out of you.
The recovery operation will be challenging. Stephen and the volunteer teams still have several hours of work ahead of them.
There was no question that they were getting recovered that night, and we were all there for the long haul to get them down in the most dignified way and get them secured and safe and looked after properly.
So we've had confirmation now that the next of kin is aware of the death of both people. She's being supported by police. They're with her at the moment and just do whatever they can to help her in what is probably the worst time of her life.
Certainly the youngest casualty I've ever experienced on a mountain rescue job, and that makes it quite difficult to handle. And it sticks with me now even. I'd say I still think about it sometimes. And I think I'd be lying if I said I didn't. So yeah, it's quite hard to deal with, but again, it's part of the job. There's support there to deal with it. And we just crack on and get it done.
Next time, as Stornoway freezes over, police hunt for a missing teenager.
If he's out here, then he's really, really cold. It's time critical.
Respond to a major road accident in Glencoe.
Do you want lifted for obstruction? Move now!
How far do you want me to go?
I said behind the van, it's not difficult, is it?
And make a tricky arrest in Shetland.
I'm not messing about with you here, mate, right? I've been very decent with you so far.